How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massive Beer Reviews. Back with yet another review. A little bit of fatty crowler, hopeful goodness, in the form of Reve Brewing. This is part of their Down the Rabbit Hole series. This is their Silly Rabbit on Vanilla. This is a double vanilla, orange, lemon, raspberry sour ale. So one of your fruited lactose kind of based sours. I think that's it. I don't really think they have kind of cool can art. You got little kind of weirdo spirals floating around in there, just getting weird and kooky. 25.4 ounces. Drink me cold and fresh. So they're playing on the whole Alice in Wonderland theme, and I can kind of dig it. This comes courtesy of my boy Carson. He sent me off a bunch of Reve Brewing stuff. Last time he sent me a beer mail, even more this time. So I'm kind of excited to give this one a whirl. The last one I had from him that he sent was okay. Didn't do me all that kind of prop. He had a big sulfur thing going on the nose. So hopefully this one does it a little bit better, at least for me. And like I said, label-wise, I kind of dig it. Their bottling is awesome. I dig the fatty crowlers. And, while the label is a bit busy, I don't know. I kind of dig it. And as far as that goes, that looks like fruit punch. That looks just like a little bit more darker version of like a Hawaiian Punch. I mean, it's that vibrant red. It's insane. It did have about a pinky finger of, an equally kind of reddish kind of head to it. Not as vibrant, obviously, but that mixture, that foamy white with a decent amount of red tones to it, but it dissipated really quickly. That's your sour beer in conjunction with a lot of the adjuncts kind of floating around in there. But yeah, I mean, you're talking about a beer that is basically a vanilla, orange, lemon, raspberry. So the raspberry obviously is the star of the show here, but I mean, that is super vibrant in color. Yeah. I don't want to call it artificial, but I mean, this is just blood red. Let's get a nose. You do get a little bit of soft sulfur. Nothing too crazy. Nothing even nearly as big as what I got off the last one. But all those adjuncts that they're talking about in there are there, but they're not as big as you would think. When you see something that is as vibrant in color, immediately your brain smacks to, okay, this is going to be very impactful. You're not really getting that there. I don't believe they have an ABV on here. But based off of the nose, it can't be that big, to be perfectly honest with you. You're not getting huge vanilla in there. I'm not really getting much as far as orange or lemon. Maybe a soft little citric acidity to it. Raspberry is probably the biggest portion show, but even that's while organic, it's very soft and muted, like almost an under-ripened kind of raspberry. Yeah, doesn't smell bad at all. Got a little more pop of vanilla there, so that's coming through. But its color does not match what the nose gives you. Let's put it that way. So let's dive in and see what she tastes like. Cheers. Okay. All those bits and pieces definitely come through way more vibrant in taste. Raspberry still star of the show here. Quickly followed up by that vanilla. Neither of them are that huge, but that raspberry comes off nice. It's actually somewhere between an organic raspberry, like a real fleshy raspberry, and a little bit of kind of a fruit juicy kind of raspberry. Not in a negative way. It's not like a synthetic kind of thing, but it's a little bit sugar added. Let's put it that way. You follow that up really quickly with that kind of soft vanilla. It's definitely vanilla. It's not lactose. It has this nice vanilla kind of, I don't want to say pop, but wholeness, fattiness to it. But it doesn't overpower those raspberries, so it comes in second. Now, I'm not getting a huge portion of those orange or that lemon-lime kind of thing. What was it, lemon or lime? Lemon. But there is a soft kind of soda-like acidity to it, kind of like a whole mellow yellow kind of 7-Up kind of thing going on in there. Not in an artificial way, again, but it has a kind of a citric acidity from like a soft drink kind of vibe in a very fun way. I think it adds a little bit of balance to the beer that I don't believe has a bunch of bittering going on, whether it be hops or anything else. And I think that's kind of a welcome addition. It's a nice mouthfeel. Nothing too crazy. I like this, actually. This is very easy to put down. Very drinkable. And I like the way it comes off. While those adjuncts are the star of the show, sure, it's a beer. Sure, it's a sour ale. But the adjuncts are more the star of the show than the beer itself, but I think for some of these kind of beers, that's kind of the point, so I'm not really going to knock it for all that. But they're done in very meaningful levels. There's nothing too overpowering, but they're very individual in a very welcoming way. They're not just kind of muddled, flavored kind of drink. Every flavor is distinct in of itself, while that citrus portion of the show is a little bit smaller. It all kind of makes sense, at least to my palate. And I think it's really well done. Let's put it this way. Heads and shoulders. And arms. We can include the arms there. Above the last sour that I had from Reve Brewing. But yeah, I dig it. I think it's well made. It's tasty. It's hitting the notes that I like to hit. And while all of those adjuncts are at different levels, they're all there, and they're all represented in the beer. And sometimes a lot of people put stuff on beers, and it doesn't really come through. It's nice to see that actually happen. So let's talk about it. Is it one of the better kind of fruited sours that it has of late? Yeah, it's going to definitely be in the conversation. Might not be Mount Rushmore status, but it's definitely tasty stuff. Bag availability, no idea what they are. If Carson wants to let us know what's what when it comes to the pricing on this, that would be absolutely fantastic. And leave you with, if you like what will you like this beer, if you like fruited sours, but you don't want like fruit smoothiness, and you do like your adjuncts to kind of be in the forefront but not overpowering, because that's where this lands. It's a very tasty beer beverage, or beer adjacent beverage, more than a really tasty beer. Not necessarily a bad thing every now and then. So there you go, another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive if you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a nice little Reve Brewing fruited sour right now, and hope we'll see you next time. Cheers.